Man, just putting this on is really cool. This is the micro configuration. Oh my gosh, look at that. Fantastic. And this is my gun, it better run. You're not gonna fool anybody that this is like ninja level suppression, but it's definitely taking the edge off. And blast is gone, no blast, but it's acting like a brake on the end there. Nice. I love this size. Fantastic. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Twang and Bang. That stubby little can is the short configuration of a brand new modular silencer from Rugged Suppressors. And though it's not designed to win any contest based on total suppression, I thought it sounded really good for its micro size. A few weeks ago, Rugged came to me to allow me to preview a few of their new silencers. I've already released a video on their new pistol can, the Obsidian 9mm. This video is about their new 30 caliber can, the Micro 762. Though I don't have one yet to be able to display here, they will be sending me one from their regular production once they've met their initial orders. What I do have here is the Surge 762 and the Razor 762, which actually lives on my go-to SBR and has been shot more than any centerfire silencer that I own. The Micro 762 takes a little bit of both in creating a Micro 30 caliber can that gives you the option of a little bit more suppression when you want it. And that's what's coming up next on Twang and Bang. The Rugged Suppressors Micro 762 is a modular silencer providing the choice between a hearing-safe micro can and a slightly longer configuration with better suppression. At only 6.5 inches and 15.1 ounces in its long configuration, it's about the same length and weight of the Razor 762 with similar meter numbers. Remove the adapt module and the micro lives up to its name at only 5 inches long and 11.8 ounces. The tubes are machined from solid 17.4 stainless steel bar stock with the serial number placed on the thickest cross-section. This greatly reduces the chance damaging your silencer will require a new Form 4 to the ATF. The stellite baffles are welded around their full circumference, resulting in a caliber rating up to 300 Remington Ultra Mag. In fact, the Micro 762 is belt-fed rated up to 308, which is much more abuse than it would see from semi-auto or even standard full auto use. The Micro 762 comes with a 30 caliber end cap and a flash hider mount. The 5.56 end cap is also available for slightly more suppression on subcalibers, though I simply run my 30 caliber end cap on every caliber I shoot for simplicity. The Micro 762 converts between short and long configurations exactly the same way as the Surge 762. The adapt module simply unscrews with no tools needed. You can then use either the included end cap removal tool or even another end cap to unscrew the end cap from the adapt module, screw that onto the silencer tube, and you're good to go. MSRP for the Micro 762 is $1,049, and like all Rugged Suppressors, it's backed by a no-fault, unconditional lifetime warranty. I showed their locking system in my review on the Surge, but it's worth going over again because it's really clever, and they added a new twist to it since the last time I worked with these cans. First, you've got these springs that actually are cam actuated. This is the locking collar here. That's loose. When I turn it, it presses the spring arms in, and that locks this onto the back taper of your mount so that it's impossible for this to come off. It's not going to shoot loose. You're not going to grab your can when it's cool, obviously, and accidentally loosen it. Once this is snug on your mount, it's not going to come off. The new thing they added to the mounts that none of my mounts have, but I think it's really cool, is this go, no-go marking. And that's because even with this locking collar, people were threading these on. Oh, this is hard to do with without it actually on a gun, and it would get kind of snug at a certain point, and then they would tighten this down just like that. Just like that, I was able to do it. And they think that it's ready to go, but it's not. And you can just now look and see it says no-go. You have to get this all the way down. And again, this is going to be hard to do, not mounted on a gun. And there we go. Gotta get my fingers all up in you. And now, when I lock the collar down, and I look from the side, it says go. So I'm good to go. That's actually a clever feature that I don't know of any other mount system that has it. And so that way you're much less likely, if you're paying attention, oh, that's not coming out without sticking it on a gun, I think. But as long as you're paying attention, you've got a very clear indication that you've got that can all the way on the mount. You've got the top taper engaging the front taper of the mount. You've got the bottom taper engaging these spring arms. It's locked on there and it's not going to go anywhere. That is what I really like about how Rugged does their mount system and their locking system. Doesn't that surge look ridiculous in comparison to the Razor and the Micro, especially when you see the Micro in its short configuration? That's pretty funny. But the Surge and the Razor are still going to be sold. So the question is, when would you get this and not that or not that? Of course, this is going to have your best suppression overall. This is a good option if you want a can that's a little bit more budget friendly and simpler in that you only have an end cap to switch out if you want to, going to 5.56. The Micro 7.62 is actually going to give you better suppression in the long configuration than the Razor, even though they're roughly the same size. But you're going to be paying more for it, and you also are going to have to be paying more attention to what you're doing with the modularity. So that's really what it comes down to. If you want a small can that has great suppression, that also has the option of being a true Micro 30 caliber 5.56 can, that's the Micro 7.62 all the way, no question. This is in the long configuration. This is similar in pretty much every way to the Razor that I've been running on this for a long time. Sounds roughly the same. You know, it's supersonic ammunition, so again, it's not going to be ninja quiet, but still way better than unsuppressed. But you know, to the human ear, you're not going to tell a difference between this and the Razor. No way. So your choice in picking this would be that you have a micro can that you can add suppression to. I think if you're going to run it long all the time, the Razor is probably the better choice because you're going to save some money. But if you're going to run it short a lot, getting the Micro 7.62 is a great option because you can run it short, and when you want more suppression or you don't mind the length, you can run it longer like the Razor. Okay, 308. This is 147 grain. That's nice. I think people are gonna like that for taking the edge off of things. I probably would still run the full length configuration on a gun like this, especially because you won't notice the difference. But that's still a lot quieter than unsuppressed. Okay, now it's the long configuration. This is probably what I would run it in on a gun like this. Yeah. There's a noticeable difference. That's a lot better. Oop. Yeah, my vote is long on a 308 bolt gun like this. You're not gonna be bothered by that extra length, but it's better enough to be worth putting that on there. Well, I had to drag Zach back to my house for other reasons, and I thought as long as I'm here, I'll try this with my handy rifle, because then there's no action noise. This is in the long configuration. It's American Eagle suppressor. Okay, so not exactly backyard quiet. It doesn't hurt my ears, but it's pretty loud on that end. I'm gonna do one more, I think, and I think I'll be a little gutsy and I'll do the short configuration anyway. This neighborhood, this time of day, I don't think anybody's gonna be too upset. Well, there's a first round pop, so actually, very interestingly, that second one was pretty good. I'm gonna do that again then. That's not uncommon when you go with a can that's really maximized for supersonic ammunition and you run subsonic through it. Yeah, still sounds pretty good, but that first round pop is gonna attract attention if you have neighbors that aren't very gun friendly. Didn't exactly sound like a gun, but people would hear it. Okay, my prediction is that this is gonna be loud. But I don't care. Won't be as loud as not having a can on there. Okay, I'm gonna do another one. Screw it. I'm not gonna make any neighbors mad. Let's see what the first round pop is on this. First round pop is not an issue because second round pop is still pretty good. Well, that goes to show why they make a bunch of different cans. This isn't a replacement for the cans they already make. This is just an addition to the line. And it works. It suppresses 300 blackout subsonic. It does. It's not going to be as good at suppressing 300 blackout subsonic as the surge, the really big surge in the longer, probably even the short configuration. But it still does something. It's better than nothing. I love cans no matter what. I do. The Micro 7.62 is meant to be a micro can first and foremost that gives you additional baffles for additional suppression when you want it. In the long configuration, it's pretty much the same size as a Razor 7.62, and it actually gives just a little bit more suppression according to Rugged's initial tests than the Razor 7.62, though probably not something that you would be able to hear with your ear. In the micro configuration, you're gonna lose suppression, but according to Rugged's tests, it's still around 140 decibels at the shooter's ear when you shoot it off of a 308 bolt gun or a 5.56 AR with a 16-inch or longer barrel, not an SBR like this. Regardless, what that means is it's gonna take the edge off that sound impulse when you pull the trigger, whether you're hunting without ear protection or you're shooting inside with ear protection. If you think you're gonna run the Micro 7.62 in a long configuration, most of the time you really should consider the Razor 7.62 because it's about the same size, it's about the same suppression, but you're gonna save about $100. If you want a micro size can that also gives you the option of being as quiet as a Razor 7.62, then that's where the Micro 7.62 comes into play. Of course, if you want maximum suppression in this Rugged Suppressors line, that's the Surge 7.62. That's what will get you backyard quiet 300 blackout subsonic, and it's why all these cans are still available from Rugged Suppressors. If you want to learn more about the Micro 7.62, be sure to click the link in the video description below. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You can see the links right here. And be sure to click right here to subscribe so you can catch my next videos on bows, guns, and other cool stuff. I really appreciate you watching Twang and Bang, and I hope to see you next time.